Jim Shipley's career as a mechanic for Como Electric started based on a promise to the cooperative's first general manager, Jack Needy.
This year, and I seen how much money they spent for for maintenance work. And I told him one day, I said, "How about getting me a job at Como?" He said, "Oh, we don't need a mechanic." So I told him that I could save him money if I'd work here and repair these trucks. I could save him money. Well, he didn't know about that. So we quibbled around there for about a couple of years. And I told him, I said, "If I can't show you that I've made you the company money," I said, "in 6 months' time," I said, "you don't have to tell me to leave. I'll be gone." And that's the way I was hired.
Wow.
And I stayed here for 29 years, so evidently I must have done something right.
But Shipley's story begins much sooner than that. As a young man, the lifelong Tipton resident was part of the Tuskegee Airmen, an all-black Army outfit named after the airfield where they trained in Tuskegee, Alabama. Like his start at Como, his participation in the Airmen began with a promise.
And I wanted to do that, and I worked as a mechanic around here in Tipton. I worked for Paul Miller, and he said, "If you want to go," said, "you go, and when you come back home, you've automatically got a job if you want it."
Signing up turned out to be the easy part for Shipley.
We had an old infantry lieutenant down there. That guy was about 70 years old. We was 21, 22, 19. We said, "Boy, we got her made." But that old man liked to walk us to death.
After basic training, Shipley was sent to Lincoln, Nebraska to learn the finer points of being an airplane mechanic. But even as he and his fellow airmen prepped for battle, there was doubt about where they would end up.
See, we had a time getting placed because we was all black outfit, and there was segregation, at that particular time. They didn't think we could fly. That's exactly what they said.
An important visitor changed all that.
Miss Roosevelt came down to the airfield, and she said, when she got there, they landed, and she said, "I believe I want to go up and fly." And one of the younger white instructors there, he said, "Okay, I'll take you up." She says, "No, I want to go with that guy that just landed." And that was a black guy.
Yeah.
And she went up with him. When she come back down, she said, "They're ready."
Wow.
She went back to Washington, and it wasn't too long till we got shipped out.
Shipley's outfit was sent to Italy. But still, the action was slow to come.
And we flew up and down the harbor patrol and stuff like that at first. Then they got to raising so much sand. The guys wanted to see some action. You didn't see any action. Maybe every once in a while you see an enemy plane or a submarine out there, you get a chance to shoot at it.
Eventually, Shipley's outfit was given one of the most dangerous jobs in the military.
But then we started flying cover for the bombers. Then that's where we got recognized. Our pilots, one of them saw a German plane attacked it, and he swooped down and shot the guy down. And the guy said, "Well, that looked like one of the pilots and the bombers said, that looked like a black guy flying that plane." He said, "No, it can't be no black guy flying that plane."
Shipley and his fellow airmen began to develop a good reputation.
It goes back, it's supposed to be the truth. They said we never lost a bomber to an enemy airplane as long as we were flying escort for them.
After serving with distinction and earning enough points to leave the military, Shipley was approached with a proposal to stay in and join an all-black bomber group. It was the job they wanted him to do that led him to pass.
To do? Tail gunner.
Oh, oh man.
I've seen too many of them bombers come in.
Shipley made his way back to the United States and, after the promise to Como General Manager Jack Needy, to the electric cooperative. Despite the war accolades and the friendly Tipton atmosphere, the attitudes outside Shipley's hometown had changed little.
I'll tell you this old ice cream incident. I was going to Kansas City. I had on my uniform, and I drove up to, I won't call the name of the place, I don't halfway remember it, but Anyway, I drove in there. They said ice cream, drive-through. So I said, I'll just stop here and get me an ice cream cone. I hadn't had one since I've been home. I drove in there, drove up, got out, went up to the window. I said, I'd like to have an ice cream cone. Give me a vanilla. She looked at me and she says, you have to go around the back. Said, we don't serve black people. So that kind of took the fire out of me right then. And I said, well, you keep the ice cream because I don't want it that bad.
So that had
The ribbons and all that stuff, I thought I was pretty sharp.
Yeah.
She took the wind out of me that day.
Como was in the process of building out its service territory, bringing lights to people who had never had electricity before. The biggest challenge was with the difficult Lake District terrain.
They'd have to meet me at a certain road and escort me in. Because I didn't know where I was going. And that's all new territory to them. But I told them one thing, if you don't move, I'll find you.
The difficult terrain kept Shipley busy.
They were kind of hard on trucks too, but the places they had to put them is understandable. For me, it wasn't at first, but then I got to going down there where they's at.
Oh, yeah.
Now retired, Shipley reflects fondly on his time with Como.
Baby, if I had any enemies, I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And he downplays his time as a Tuskegee airman.
We were just doing what we could do. We just sort of trying to do what any other citizen would do if it come to that opportunity to do it.
Reporting for the Como News Network, I'm John Agliata.